Everyone, it's Aladdin here with the Chase DA Sports Handicapping YouTube channel. I know we missed the last two little cards, but we're back here with UFC 288, and I got my boys back here with me. I got my boy JD,
What's up, guys? How you doing?
and then I got my boy Nate.
How we doing, everyone?
We're just gonna kick this thing right off, just going right into it. We got the first pick, or really first fight we're gonna break down, is Parker Porter versus Braxton Smith. I know we're missing like a few of the other ones, but jumping straight into this one.
Yeah.
Loving the dog on this one, Braxton Smith. I mean, the guy just has power in his hands. He has every one of his fights has ended in the first round. He's 5-1. The guy just has stone hands, and he actually has some good kicks too. He had a good head kick knockout. I mean, the guy's just a tank. And Porter, I mean, how can you be laying minus 170 for a guy who just got flatlined by Tafa in his last fight? I mean, you could ask JD. We were watching that fight. I personally bet Porter. I think he was like minus 140, I think. And the guy literally got flatlined within 2 minutes, and I was so mad, like literally pissed. So I am praying on Porter's downfall this weekend. Like hard. I'm praying on it hard. So I'm thinking Smith by first round knockout. I can't get it on Bovada yet, but I'm guessing it's going to be I'm about to say, gotta imagine it's going to be at least plus 400. He's already plus 145 money line. I'm definitely going to be hitting the money line and that first round knockout prop. I think Porter's time is done, and he's a fat slob bowling ball, and he's going to get wrecked.
Yeah, I mean, we usually wouldn't even do the early prelims, but JD stumbled across some of Braxton Smith's early highlights, and we were watching all those, and this guy's just an absolute killer. So that, coupled with the fact that Porter got slumped in his last fight, it's got to be a lay on Smith here.
I'll just say this. The second I saw Parker Porter was fighting, I knew I was fading him, first off. And then, last thing I want to say about this fight, is there really a version of Parker Porter that is going to go out there Saturday night as, like, what'd you say, a minus 170, get, like, a rejuvenating win in his 13-8 career? It's ridiculous. I'm taking Braxton Smith all day.
Yeah.
Knockout, baby.
Yeah, last thing I'll say about this fight is Braxton Smith's only loss was even way back in 2014. So since, like, actually returning to the sport in 2022, he's 5-0 pretty much.
And all those wins are literally dominant knockouts in the first 2 minutes. So
yep.
It's just, it blows my mind that Porter is actually that big of a favorite. I don't get it, but
this seems like one of those fights to me where the line is pretty much based on Vegas hopefully banking on the fact that nobody's heard of, like, Braxton Smith. It's just going to be a name
100%.
thing. So they're just hoping people just add the favorite into their parlays and get them busted or something. I think Smith's the move all day here.
Definitely.
It's just like if you're adding the guy who's 13-8 to a parlay, just like that's.
Well, and you're laying juice too. You're laying pretty heavy minus 170 juice on a guy who got smoked. Other than that, I really don't have much to say else on this. Braxton Smith, first round knockout. Get on it while it's hot. Moving forward, I know you wanted to touch up a little bit on the Kennedy fight on Njoku. JD, do you have anything to say on that?
Yeah, I just, from initial viewing, I liked Njoku for sure. I mean, that's kind of all I really had. I know, pretty skilled on the feet. I think it should be a striking battle from what I was reading, but, I mean, you never know what can happen.
He had that really good knockout over Cutelaba, I think, in his last fight. And I think the guy just has heavy, heavy hands. So I think I'm going to get on the under on this fight if it's at a good price.
It also look like... oh, nope, never mind.
What was it?
I think Clark might start shooting takedowns if he's getting beat up too bad on the feet, but hopefully as long as Kennedy can stuff those, I think he'll still be in control of the majority of this fight. And I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm liking the under. I kind of just like the money line a little bit more on this one since Clark does have that, like, 2 takedown average, so he could just lay down and kind of cost us around there. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I do like Kennedy money line for this one.
It kind of seems like one of those setup fights where you're just gonna see Clark get flatlined and some crazy stuff.
I hope so. I love my boy Kennedy.
That's all I got to say about that.
I love my
I
guy
was-
Kennedy.
Are we skipping that first women's fight on the prelims?
Yeah.
Marina Rodriguez, that's your Brazilians.
Eileen Rodriguez in that one. Jandry Doba, she's just sort of a wrestle fucker, sort of. Just and her eyes are, I mean, man, I don't even know how she could see anything. One eye, she's like a chameleon. One eye's looking one way, one's the other way. So maybe it's like a tactic she uses to distract her opponent. But I'm gonna go with the slight favorite on that one. Got to pick a few favorites eventually. But I don't really have much to say on it. Women's MMA, I also do say bet the dog every time. But this one's basically a pick 'em, so probably just a stay away. But also touching a little bit on the Chaos Williams fight. I think it's a good under on. The guy just has heavy hands and he just fights with reckless abandonment. I think the guy's just going to go in there, crash the pocket against Bedoya, and just have his way with him. I'm thinking first round knockout for Williams.
Yeah, this is Bedoya's first UFC fight. They're kind of giving him to a killer.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
He does train with Charles.
I forgot that.
he's a Peruvian guy, so they're both South American. So I can see that. Yeah, 'cause he probably fights for the Brazilian camp, even though he reps the Peruvian flag. So I've never really heard of a fight team out of Peru, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just ignorant about that. But yeah, I think Williams is a move here though, and probably the under.
I just saw that he fought in some Peruvian fighting organization. I don't know if that's where his club was based or anything, but that's all I know about the guy.
Chaos Williams is the biggest favorite on the card at minus 325. Surprisingly, this is the biggest favorite. A lot of these fights are pretty even odds. The last few cards have had a lot of minus 600s, minus 500s, a lot of big favorites. But this fight is looking like a lot of good fights will be cooking up, I think. I'm going to move on if you have nothing else to say on Mr. Chaos.
Yeah.
I'll just say probably we'll go with, we'll just make sure people understand we're leaning Chaos there, and we also think it'll probably be best finish.
Correct. Okay.
Yes.
So moving on to Drew Dober versus Matt the Steamroller Frivola. This will be actually a possible fight of the night. These guys will definitely bang. Dober can just bang all day. I mean, flatlined Bobby Green in his last fight, who I don't think it was ever knocked out before that. He was definitely subbed, but he knocked out.
No, really good boxer too.
And I think Dober was kind of losing that fight too, and he flatlined Green. The guy's just got a hell of a chin. Watch that McKinney fight, one of the best one-round fights you'll ever see. And Dober shows a lot of resilience. He gets back up after 2 knockdowns and then goes back for the finish. I think McKinney got gassed, but it was a good showing right there. Also, went 3 rounds with Islam, the champ. So the guy is is a UFC veteran. And Frivola, he also is a pretty decent finisher. His last 2 fights have finished in knockout. He beat someone who was undefeated. I forget his name. It was some sort of Russian or Muslim guy, but smoked him. It was a crazy knockout. But I think it's sort of hard to pick a side, at least for me on this. But this is another fight. I'm liking the under. Another one where you could probably get under 1.5 at decent odds here. I'll even click on it for you guys here. 1 second. I can pull it up. Under 1.5 plus 105. I'm probably going to get on that. I think someone goes to sleep pretty early here. And you could even get under 2.5 for minus 200 to throw in your parlay.
Pretty good.
Yeah, I like Dober though. I do like the money line on Dober.
Okay.
I like Dober too.
There's a lot of, like we were saying, there's a lot of good in that -2, -300 range for this good parlay value, and I'm pretty confident on a lot of these guys. Williams, Kennedy, Dober, I don't know. I'd be pretty surprised to see any of them lose their fights.
What are you thinking? What were you gonna say, JD? Sorry.
I feel like this is just gonna be high energy, high crowd energy fight. Last fight of the prelim, this is when the stadium really starts to getting kicked up.
Yeah,
Dover, this is the perfect spot for him to just continue this onslaught he's been in with all that energy, under the bright lights on a numbered card. I think I don't know. I see him getting it done. I do like the under a lot too, though, for sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna get on that under 1.5 for sure. If you have nothing else to say on that one, I'm gonna move on to the Kron Gracie Charles Jourdain.
The last thing I'll say, it'll be interesting to see the press conference between them. If there's like a lot of animosity at the presser and stuff, I definitely think the under is a good move. But if these guys seem like friendly and all that, then maybe Dover money line could be the better play.
I like that. I like that thinking. I'm gonna move on to the next fight. The next one, this is actually the first guy I'm gonna pick, like straight up bet this guy. I love him. Well, actually, I did pick Braxton. I'm sorry. He was my dog of the night. This is my favorite of the night. Charles Jourdain. I'm really liking him here for the bounce back after his loss. Kron Gracie. The guy is 5-1 in his career. I know he does all of his stuff in jiu-jitsu, so probably has tons of fights or matches over there. But it's probably just all gi tournaments. And the guy's 35 years old. Hasn't fought in like 5 years. I mean, who did he get flatlined to? You mentioned it earlier.
There's a Cubs
I
one.
don't think I think he lost a decision. Yeah, he lost.
So okay, yeah.
Cubs them up pretty good though.
Okay, yeah. Cub messed him up pretty good. So it was like 2:30:27. Yeah.
He wasn't able to take Cub Swanson down. If that tells you anything.
Hey, and Cub Swanson. I mean, the guy doesn't have the best takedown. He's more of a boxer, really. So I think Jourdain's gonna light this guy up on the feet. It's one of those classic. Nate and I always say it. If your guy, it's one of those striker versus jiu-jitsu guys. If you have the striker, if it's on the feet, oh my God, you're loving it. The guy's piecing him up, getting him up against the cage, cutting off the angles. You love it. But when he's on his back, you're like, oh my God, it's time to clinch your asshole. He's about to get finished.
It's like holding your breath, and the guy gets back up.
I do think if this does stay on the feet, it will be extremely quick. I'm predicting Jourdain by first round knockout. Gracie is an old man here for a check. Like I said, hasn't fought in 5 years. So what's his motivation going into this? He's just going to come back on his high horse 5 years later and just claim dominance. He's the alpha over this division? I don't think so. The guy's here for a fucking paycheck, and he's going to ride off into the sunset. He probably will retire. I think Jourdain, first round knockout.
Yeah, I think Jourdain just got to be smart about his distance. Like,
yeah,
it's one of those where it's like it's a known
bro.
game. Like, you know exactly what the guy's trying to fucking do to you.
Exactly.
So, like, I don't know. I don't know if I'll lean too heavy knockout just because, like, throwing combos is more dangerous. He might just try to pick from the outside more because combos leave you more open to, like, a takedown. But I'll just lean Jourdain money line at least for sure here.
What were you going to say, JD?
I was going to agree with Nate on that. Just thinking about Jourdain's mindset probably going into the fight is, keep distance from this guy because he is very dangerous on the ground. I mean, his last name's Gracie. That's all you got to know.
Exactly.
So, I'm definitely leaning towards a Charles Jourdain victory.
Yeah, and besides winning, he won one by submission in his last 4, but Jourdain's gone to decision in 3 of his last 4 fights, and I don't think he'll be submitting Crown. So
definitely will not be submitting him. I will say that now.
Right. I might put $10 on that though.
We'll hit plus 3,000.
If he's just beating the shit out of him from his back, and then just decides to grab his neck instead or something. But
Kron Gracie is a pescatarian, so. He probably does. He lacks some something we get from chicken or steak. I don't know. He's not getting it.
I got nothing else to say on that one. If you guys have anything more,
Jourdain money line. We're building quite the parlay. We have Jourdain. We have Drew Dober. We have fucking I don't know. That Peruvian guy makes me a little nervous, but I'll throw Kennedy in there for sure.
Throw Braxton in there. Screw it.
Yeah, well, Braxton bet on his own. Enough value.
The Peruvian puff pepper is a little sketchy, but I think chaos is
going. The guy has no picture. Apparently, he trains with Charlie Olives. It's just like he could be dangerous. You never know.
Definitely agree. I'm gonna move on though to this women's fight. I don't have much to say on it.
Yes,
Sorry, what was that, JD? You cut out.
Sorry, I was gonna say he has Sampuku eyes too, and I'll leave it at that.
But this Andrade Jan fight, what are you guys thinking about it? I don't have much to say on it.
I'm thinking Andrade. Yeah, Yeah, I think she's just like the stronger, like more physical fighter. Every time I see Andrade get in there at 125, it's hard to believe she's 125 because I mean she's just dense compared to most women's fighters when you see out there. But I'm just like, looking at the history of who they've fought. Like Giannon's gotten beaten and knocked out. Like she got beat by Rodriguez. It was a split decision, but either way, it's like that's a person who I believe Andrade just beat before, and I don't know, or at least like. I'm tripping over my words here a little bit, but I think Andrade just beat some better people. The only person she's lost to in her last 4 was Blanchfield, and I think Blanchfield's kind of levels above both these people. But I think Andrade will probably just be taking her down, clinching her, laying on her. I think she'll win a decision here.
I like that pick. I think it's a good bounce back spot. I think JD also mentioned it before our video, but I think you said Jan got knocked out by Carla Esparza, who has like no striking.
Yeah.
So
yeah, what I was gonna say is Marina Rodriguez had beaten Jan, and Marina's gotten like knocked out by Amanda Lemos, and Andrade cleaned her up. So if you just kind of trace it back, I just feel like Andrade has had better showings against some of the similar people who have fought Jan.
Classic MMA math right there. But
yeah,
I'm gonna
always add up, but
I'm gonna agree with Andrade with you on that. I'm gonna move on to the co-main though. We got Gilbert Burns versus Bilal. Remember the name Muhammad. You want to kick this one off, Nate?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a big Bilal guy. Love Bilal. Love me some Bilal Muhammad. I think everyone clowns him, but, you know, he's just a good guy. He's just a hard worker. He's a fucking good guy from Chicago. He's got a far more rounded game than people realize. I know he trained with Khabib for, I think, he didn't do this camp with Khabib because he's on fucking 5 days' notice, but he had been in Khabib's camp for 1 or 2 fights previous. And, you know, he put Brady out on the feet when everybody said he was going to have to wrestle. His only, like, fight he hasn't won in forever was that fucking no contest against Leon where he got poked in the eye. And then Jeff Neal did piece him up pretty good, I know, back in the day, but he's improved his striking a lot in the last 4 years. So I think Bilal has a chance. I'm staying away because I have too much, like, I don't know. I can't tell you guys to bet Bilal just because I really want him to win. I think Burns is probably the smarter way, but, you know, if you want to have some fun, fucking put some money on Bilal Muhammad because I think he's got a good chance to get it done.
I definitely agree with the odds, that's for sure. The only reason I side with Burns is because I think he has more ways of getting it done in this fight, and also he's been more active. Bilal's last fight was against Brady. What? That was in October that was October 22. And Burns, he just fought what? A month ago or something. So this guy is just hungry. He
didn't get beat up at all. It was fucking just the easy cleanup of Masvidal.
Yeah, that was domination.
Yeah. And he fought in January against Neil Magny, so this is his 3rd fight already this year.
Yeah, the guy is just. I mean,
super active, you know, yeah.
Yeah, at that pace, he's gonna have like 5 fights this year.
I mean, shit. If you want to do some round by round betting, bet Gilbert Burns to win the 1st round because he's gonna have a lot less ring rust.
Bro, both these guys are so hungry. That's the thing. Like 2 of the most determined.
They both have rounded games. Like they both can strike. Bilal's a really good wrestler who also has some jiu-jitsu. Burns is a decent wrestler who has amazing jiu-jitsu. So like,
Bilal strike
anywhere.
Bro. Gotten a lot better.
Yeah, Bilal striking his last fight was crazy good.
I will say,
it's just crisp. It's nothing flashy, but he's got like good 1-2s, kind of like Darren Till.
I did watch
Wow.
Bilal versus Jeff Neal. I know that was a while ago, but I'm pretty sure he got pieced up by him on the feet.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, hands of steel Neal, dude. That guy could throw down.
That was a lot.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put that fight into too much.
Striker. Like he beat Wonderboy, he beat which Kevin he did just wrestle Wonderboy, but then he beat Luque as well and Brady, who are all feet guys. So
yeah, those are all solid wins.
Yeah, this is a super interesting fight.
I'm gonna predict Burns by decision. That's my prediction.
I was gonna say that too. I think. Looking at it,
that's likely your smartest play, but I'll be playing Bilal by decision. Probably just a light play, betting with my heart.
This is a 5-round fight, correct?
I believe
Yes.
so. Got 5 rounds straight off the couch. It's going to be tough for Bilal. Who knows if he's in 5-round shape.
Yeah, that is
Yeah,
tough.
See,
He's in Juliana Pena's camp, though, and she says he trains 365 days a year, so.
this fight is ending like this fight is happening like directly after Ramadan too,
Yeah,
or something like
well, yeah, he's fresh off Ramadan and off the couch, so.
that. He wanted the fight to be at a heavier weight, didn't he? I think I saw. Is that true?
I didn't see that, but I mean, the only reason I wouldn't maybe believe that is because then, like, it's hard. You can't improve your welterweight ranking if you fight at a catchweight, technically, I don't think. But I don't know. But they'd still
The
same way.
the only thing I usually don't like try and look at any of this outweighing stuff when predicting fights, but if you do have to make like a pretty harsh weight cut right after Ramadan, that could take a little toll on the body. That's all I'm gonna say. But these guys know how to do it.
But also could have maybe been lighter already from Ramadan. Could also have been potentially helpful. Like you wasn't in the gym like super fat. But I know what you're saying.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know how you look at it, you know?
Yeah, there's two sides to that coin, that's for sure. But even just sitting here looking at their stats, they're so similar. Like Gilbert has about 3.5 significant strikes per minute. Bilal's got about 4.5. Gilbert's got 57 accuracy, while Bilal's got 50. They both have a 2 takedown average. Both have a 35% takedown accuracy. Burns got a few more subs, but they're just so evenly matched. Reach is 72-71.
I don't see Bilal being the type of guy accepting this fight, like knowing that he's not in the best shape to win. Like I feel like he accepted this knowing like I'm gonna be 100% for this fight. Like I'm ready. I'm gonna win this, and then I'm gonna get my chance.
Yeah, or even if this is my chance, like it's time to fucking go. Like
One thing I will add is I think if there's a finish in this fight, I think it comes from Burns, mainly because I think Muhammad has 22 wins, and 16 of them are by decision. So the guy is more just a control wrestler. But
remember the decision.
Remember the decision. But like I said,
I'm trying to get rid of that, man.
I'm just gonna predict Burns by decision, but I got nothing else on that one.
Yeah, I already said what I got, so I'm good.
I'm good on the
Triple C. Yeah, I'm just excited to watch both of these last 2 fights. I mean, when's the last time we've had the main event and co-main both be like the biggest favorite UFC's -120? I mean, that's insane.
Yeah, that's awesome. You gotta love that. Just a good old pick'em fight. But moving on, we got Actor Main, the Funk Master Sterling, versus Henry Triple C Cejudo, and dead pick'em. Not dead. It's -115, -105, but still they're both minus odds. So you gotta say it's a pick'em. And after 3 years, he's coming back. He won that fight against Dom Cruz and all the 2 against Mighty Mouse. And I think the guy is this one.
First one, the Mighty Mouse.
Cejudo beat Mighty Mouse twice.
Yeah, he split with him, I thought. Mighty Mouse on the first one.
No, I thought he won it, but either way though, he won the second one as like a plus 400 underdog, something crazy. And the guy is coming back after such a long time. He's like John Jones, and I think he's gonna come back and maybe reclaim glory. I kind of hope he does, to be honest. But Sterling, he's really shaping up. His second fight against Jan, he looked pretty sharp. He took his back, I think, pretty convincingly in 2 of the rounds. Held some solid control, and then
very sad on 2 rounds.
Yeah, in his last fight against Dillashaw was hurt, but he did convincingly beat him. But this is another fight. I agree with the odds, honestly. Henry's going to be a dangerous guy in there. What are you guys thinking?
This is just super close fight. Super close again. I mean, I think Sterling is a little underrated, even though, like, some of his fights have been kind of fluky or weird things go on. I still think, like, because of, like, the flukiness of some of them, like, people like...
I think he's very polished.
Yeah, people kind of overlook that he is really fucking good still. And I don't know. Cejudo's beat fucking everyone, but he hasn't fought in 3 years. So, I don't know. I still lean Cejudo because I think he's, like, more rounded. He's a super. I mean, he's a fucking Olympic gold champion wrestler, so he's amazing on the ground, and he's like also very good like pace pushing striker. So I don't know. I think he's better on the feet, and I think Sterling's more dangerous for sub on the ground. But I think Henry will still be able to fight for position good enough to like not get subbed. But I don't know. I think it's either Cejudo decision or Sterling catches him and gets his back and chokes him.
I like it. Yeah, I think it probably goes to decision in this one. I might bet over 4.5 rounds.
And I don't. Where do you guys think Aljo wants to fight this fight? On the feet or on the ground? I don't think he's necessarily too worried about going to the ground in this fight.
Yeah, I think he'll probably try to get it up against a fence and take him down, or at least just try to get in a clinch and hold him up against a cage.
I mean, he's a super good clinch fighter though. Like he's in crazy knees in the clinch.
It's tough. If I'm thinking for Aljo, like where do you want to go? Where do you want to attack this fight from? You know, I don't know.
I think the ground's his best bet, but I don't know.
He's lanky, bro. He's like an anaconda. He can wrap around you.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Triple C would win a decision unless Sterling catches him and gets his neck and chokes him.
Yeah, I agree with all those points.
You think Aljo's going to have to end it to win this fight, Nate? You don't think there's really a world where he can grind this decision?
I mean, there's a world, but if he does, it's like, if Aljo wins a decision, it's going to be a super boring fight, in my opinion. It's going to be like one of those where he's like laying on his back, like he's like when he was on Jan's back, not doing that fucking much. Like, I don't think it's like a war, like by decision.
Last thing I'll say is that, you know, Cejudo obviously one of the best fighters in this division in the history of the UFC. It is, and I know everyone always says this when a guy takes such a long leave of absence. In this case, he was retired and he's coming back. But just getting dropped into the octagon against a guy who's been the champ for a couple years now, it's like that's got to, you got to be feeling that a little bit. Maybe a little gun shy to begin with. Maybe comes out looking a little, lost at first, but maybe he puts it all together and he has a really good performance. You never know. So I just think you can't. It's the odds are very telling on this one. I think it'll be a really close fight.
Who are you going with though?
I think I'm gonna ride with the Funkmeister flex. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, I like it.
Are you on Triple C with me, Dean?
Yeah, I'm gonna Triple C it. I'm not gonna bet him. Like I said, I think I'm only gonna bet the over on it. It's just such a hard fight to bet. It's like the guy is coming back. It's like, what? Where is he at? What's his level?
I think Aljo's very comfortable, bro. I don't think all these mind games that Cejudo's been trying to play. I don't think they're really phasing him at all. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think he's like. I don't think.
Though.
Yeah, I mean they're both. They both know.
Thank you for this opportunity to beat you or something like that.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I just think Aljo's comfortable.
Honestly.
I'm gonna end the video.
I wouldn't really mind seeing either guy win because they're both like. I mean, even if they're kind of cringy, they're both like fucking. Neither of them are really douchebags and shit like that.
Yeah, I totally agree. I don't hate either.
I don't really have like a bone to pick with either of these guys. So.
Yeah, same with the co-main for me. I don't like or dislike either of them. But to end the video, I'm going to throw in, I got a parlay made up. You probably already saw the first leg of it. Air Jordan, I got him in there. I'm fading Kron. You got to know, you got to fit. Dude, I'm sorry. I'm fading Kron. The guy's name's Kron, 35 years old. I mean, dude, if you think Triple C is gonna have a hard time coming back, what is this Kron guy gonna do? 5 years, 5-year layoff.
Is strictly a ground fighter, and he has below a 1 takedown average. This guy can't even get to his only fucking strength.
I mean,
just try and pull hard. We'll lay there like wet sand, and I don't know.
So
dude, I hope they have Mergley out after that fight, so they let Jordan beat him up pretty good even after he's done.
I think Jordan's going to turn him into this absolute meat shield. And then the other leg...
If the fighter is willingly pulling guard, you should be allowed to kick him in the head.
That's some pride shit. But anyways, to end the parlay, we got Charles Jourdain, and then the second leg is under 1.5 rounds in Porter versus Smith. like I said earlier, every one of Smith's fights, I know he's only had 6 fights, but every one has ended inside the first round, inside 3 minutes. The guy is literally going to be kill or be killed, and I think he's going to kill. Porter's going to get absolutely smoked, so get on that dog and get on the underdog and get on this parlay.
Yeah, Bacon Boy is getting put down for sure.
Yeah, Porker's done.
It's just got to be the under Porter.
I think he retires. I hope he retires.
I heard he's starting to mold fans if he loses. So.
Oh, gee.
Do you guys have any quick plays you want to throw in before I end the video?
I will also say that the Kazakh guy has one of the craziest faces ever. He looks like a Kazakhstan version of Patty Pimblett.
Oh, Zalgas?
Zumbalglulov or whatever that guy's name is.
His new haircut's awesome. He's got a bowl cut.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I got no more plays. I guess I'll give one parlay. I don't have it made up, so I'm not gonna be able to tell you the odds. But I'll do Andrade, just money line. I'll do Jourdain money line and Drew Dober money line.
I could
guys.
I'll give out
plus 250 on that play, Nate.
Nice.
I'm gonna go Holmes, Chaos Williams, Drew Dober, and Gilbert Burns.
Who was the first one you said?
Joe Holmes.
Oh, nice. A little underdog.
Take me home, country roads. Nice.
I like that. That's what we're gonna call that parlay.
So you had Williams, Dober, Jourdain, and Burns, correct? And
no Jourdain. Just Burns and Dober and Williams
and
Holmes.
And Holmes.
It's plus 730 for that parlay.
Okay. That's like a 1 unit. Yeah, sprinkle that.
A little sprinkle on that. Okay, we'll end it with those plays. But remember this for the video. If there's anything to take away from this video, there's 3 words: fade Parker Porter. Good night, everyone.
Yes.